Hey everybody. Okay. Trying the camera at a little different angle. Okay. So I am so excited to be in my craft room. And now I know I've told you guys that I do not want to turn my channel into a commercial for my Etsy shop, and I don't want to do that. Never. I don't plan on it. But you all are my friends, and I can explain to you why I'm having no time to get in here and actually craft and do stuff. So, I'm working on him, and I'm so sorry that it has taken me so long to get this going. Just so sorry, but I have been super crazy busy, which is great. It's great. I love it. And I love helping crafters find what they need and all that good stuff. So I've been a happy camper with all of it. But it is it is cutting into my crafting too. And so that part, I'm hoping at some point I can figure out a nice in between time. So I'm wanting to finish this little fella up. So I'm going to put the book off to the side here. Oh, hit my light. Okay. I'm using some Fabri-Tac. Now the only reason why I really haven't gotten these parts done is because I still needed to do the ascot, and I could not figure out, that's this little tie around his head, for those of you who might not know what an ascot is. And I found two different fabrics that I liked, but I thought this was probably going to end up being a little more manly looking than this one. So I'm going to do this. And it's just an old scarf that I got at a Goodwill, I think. But look at the trim on it. Isn't that adorable? So I will be taking the trim off, and you might even see it in the shop. But I do need to... Oh, holy Hannah, I don't have one pair of scissors in here. I thought I had gone through and checked everything. Well, I got these. So I'm going to just get myself a little square of this. And I hope everybody's been doing well and crafting and having some fun, and blessings to everyone that is in Louisiana right now. Oh man, that's tough. That's tough. I think I just heard where there's to this hour, like 1 million people without electricity. Yuck, man, yuck. This might be enough, hopefully. Boy, these scissors just do not... I'm going to have to get my husband to try and sharpen these. These just don't cut worth a hill of beans. Okay, so put this off. Now, where's my little... I just pulled it out. I did. I just pulled out my little ascot pattern piece. Really? Uh-huh. So sorry. So sorry. Did I get stuck in this? Did I mix it all up in this? Where's my ascot? Oh, for heaven's sakes. What did I just do with it? There it is. I did stick it in with all that stuff. So this is the pattern piece that I cut out for the ascot. And it kind of has a knot, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this. Maybe if I did it in two pieces so it looks like it's wrapped around again. So I need for this first piece to be the width of the ascot pattern piece. So I'm going to give myself a little extra to be able to wrap it around. I did cut way too much off, but that's okay. That's okay. Rather have too much than not enough. Okay, so I'm going to move all of this off to the side, and we're going to get our Fabri-Tac, which, yes, I got new Fabri-Tac. I know I think I've already been excited about it on one of the videos, but I am so happy to have my Fabri-Tac. And I'm going to just kind of get around the edges a little bit. I'm not going to do the center, just all around the outside edges. And I want it to come down, and I want to pull the underneath so it looks rolled up underneath there. And I want it to really stay along the pattern piece. See, I didn't get any Fabri-Tac on that corner, so let's get some Fabri-Tac there. Okay, there we go. And then I just kind of want to pull it to have some draping. I want it to have some draping. So there we go. Split this in half. It's too big of a single drape, so I'm going to make 2 drapes out of it. I guess I should have put some in the center. So let's just pull. Oh no, it's on there. Well, that's all right, because the knot is going to come through and really tie that puppy up. Oh, this didn't get a little more on the corner on this side. All right, want to get it all the way up on that pattern piece on both sides. I don't know, the corners are giving me some issues. There we go. Okay, so now let's just cut off some of the excess and just leave a little bit that we can wrap it around. This stuff is so soft and nice. So yummy. Yummy. Okay, so I'm just going to put around the edges, the outside edges, and just roll it over. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut off these little snips that are hanging off the edge here. Don't want to cut my top layer though. I'm right where that's not going to cut. There we go. Okay. I've got a thread, of course. Okay. You need a little glue. Okay, so there's the first layer. Doesn't look like much. So now I think I'm going to try and cut out a V out of it so that I don't have to worry about that. So hold on a sec. Okay, we are back. See, I'm videotaping and videotaping. Yay! Okay. All right, so I am going to go ahead again and put some glue, but this time I'm going to kind of put it everywhere, just so I can glue down this piece that's going to be across the top. I'm just going to lay that right like that. Get up there. Okay, give that a second to dry. And then I'm gonna fold these down and bring this over. I know I'm talking very low, I'm sorry. Fold those down and bring it over. And let's see what it looks like if I tie it. I might have to thin this out a little bit more. Okay, I like that look, but then I do want to get this all tucked in. I think I'll have to, let's see, let me tie it just a little snugger, and I'm going to cut some of this off if my scissors will cut. Okay, and now get this up off the table. Ah! So now I'm going to put some glue on these pieces, on the end of these pieces, and then underneath the top piece. And I'm going to take this and tuck it under. Yeah, that's coming out nice. That's coming out nice. I like that. And then this piece, oh, I'm getting good glue. This piece, I'm gonna just kind of tuck it up underneath itself, I think. Let's see, how can we do this? Yeah, I think that'll look good. Let me get that back out. Put some glue down in here. And let's get some glue on the ends of this so it will hold those ends in. Let's grab this with our tweezer, roll it, and get it all stuck down in there the way you want it. And I'm trying to not have the raw edges, so I'm trying to fold those under as well. But that right there looks pretty much like a very well wrapped ascot. Put this down a little bit. I love all that tactile, you know, that part of this. It's just been so much fun working with material as well as paper. I've really enjoyed that. You know, I guess I'm really gearing in closer to being kind of a mixed media kind of gal, I guess, at least recently. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So let's see how it looks on him. And first, I'm going to scrape. I'm sorry, sometimes this is a little nasty, but let's see if I can scrape some of this glue up. And this was just a 98-cent scraper from the hardware store, window scraper. And it's the best thing I've found, because I tell you, this thing that I purchased when I bought this, it doesn't, I have not, yeah, it doesn't do anything. I'm sorry, this is so noisy, but it doesn't do anything. So if you ever buy one of these, don't waste your money on that. Go and get yourself just a little window scraper. Yeah. Okay, let's pull our guy back here. The other thing I need to do, oh, and I broke my most favorite pokey tool of all time. So I'm yeah, doing all those doilies I've been making. So now I need my other pokey tool, and I don't know where it is. Great. I'm so sorry. Here it is. All right. So I'm going to get a little foam piece out and create, let's see, here is my button. I want to see, I'm going to put it upside down so I can see where I like that size to be. So if you're ever trying to figure out where you want to put your brad, if it's a, you know, a larger size instead of like a regular brad, if you put it upside down, you can kind of get an idea of where you're going to want to put your hole. Because I want it just to be on this side of the vest, but I want it towards the end. So I'm going to put my hole right here. And then let's see how that did. Whoops. Get it through that material. Yep. Good. Good, good, good. Oh, I got to twist it around now so my little brad tails don't come out the side of the vest. There we go. Isn't it adorable? My little vest button. All right, put this away. Now we can kind of start putting everything together. So I think here's the ascot. Yeah. Oh, that looks very yummy. Oh, I got a little piece here that needs to get glued down. Okay. We still, yeah. Yes, you can see me and you can hear me, and that's all wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Okay, right there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put the ascot down. So let's get the Fabri-Tac. And I would suggest using Fabri-Tac when you are using cloth on paper. Even if your glues say, you know, hey, we do cloth. It just, I mean, well, it's made for it. So, you know, it's just that much better to use it. Oh, isn't he adorable? I just love him. I just love him. Okay, now I have taken his mustache and the pattern that I used for his mustache, and I cut little strips to try and give it a little bit more, whoops, a little bit more dimension. And I used a little bit here and there. You know how men would wax their, so it has a little bit of glossy accents or whatever on the ends, so it kind of looks like it's a waxed. And he's going to fit right in there, and I'm not going to glue the ends down, but that's last. So first thing is I'm going to glue down my arms of my jacket down to the edge of the paper. But then I want to come back with this and make sure that this is all going to work and fit where it needs to fit. So that's where I want this to be. So I'm just going to lift up and get this glued down. Let me double check, because I don't know if it moved or not. Okay, that's good. That's good spot. Good spot. All right, and then I'm just going to pick up the other side and glue it down. right, and my cloth. Okay. So I have been working in my garden a little bit here and there, and let's see. I need that to fit right there. Okay, so I think this is the next thing I'm going to do is the vest. But oh my gosh, we had like a week of rain, and where it rained like all day. Just sometimes it was just spitting, and then it would get a little harder, and then it would just spit. So, you know, I don't go out in the rain and do my garden. I mean, I did a little bit, but it's now I've got a little bit of this hanging off the edge, and I will just get it let's see. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I'm making sure I'm staying within my area here that I have for the vest. And then all of that's going to fit right there. Oh, this is so cute. I love it. I do need to get this guy come down a little bit. I don't know if he's glued quite well enough. Right there. Get down there. So I have a garden that is totally full of weeds. I mean, totally full of weeds. And I just walk by and look at it, and I'm going, oh my gosh, I've got to get in there and do some stuff with that. I do. But, you know, there's only so many hours in the day. But I have been having so much fun. And I guess that's what really counts. You know, just having fun, doing my thing. Okay, now this one has to come up underneath a little bit. Oh gosh, he is so cute. Okay, so that's going to go just like that. So let's get this one down. And then I'm going to pull up the ascot in little spots and glue it down so it's on top of this. Okay, let's get this in its spot here. And it has to look like it's kind of overlapping the other one, just like a vest would do, coming up over the top of the other one. All right. Well, actually, that ascot's kind of laying over on it just fine, just the way it is. I was able to pick it up because it was still damp. Yeah. Okay, now let's do the same with this side. Make sure that this is going to lay down where I need it to and land where I need it to. Yeah, and then the mustache covers that up. So right here is perfect for this bad boy. I think at one point when I was making these, I explained why I had, but gosh, it's been so long since I've worked on this with anybody. So I get this down. These little pieces that I have from this piece of the coat jacket into the arm, I have little pieces underneath so that when I put the coat over the top of it, it allows the coat to actually stay on top instead of fitting into the groove, because your lapel of your coat jacket does sit up higher. So that's why I have these little pieces glued in from the underneath. And I also did it just in this little spot right here, so that it will allow this to, you know, really sit up a little bit better. So now let's get this side. So yeah, my garden, I've got a lot of things that are ready for me to pick, so I've got to get out there, but it's been so hot or raining. And now we're going to be getting, I think we're right in the path, at least that's what they're saying, that we're right in the path of where this Ida, I think that's the hurricane that's hitting Louisiana right now. So it's like, wow, okay. Excuse me. We're going to get more rain, so I really better get out there and pull, because if I get a lot more rain, it's just going to probably kill everything. And yeah, so I got tons of potatoes in the ground. Potatoes. Little southern drawl coming out in me. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is coming together so lovely. I just love that. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, this is so exciting. So exciting. I knew when I saw this paper that I had to have it. And I knew that this was the reason I had to have it, is because I really wanted to do something just like this. Loving it. Okay. And I have been really, really looking forward to getting back with you guys and filling you in on everything. I have had, so I opened in May on my Etsy shop, opened in May. And so September will be the 4th month, or then when I hit September, it'll be 4 months that I've been open. And I've had over 700 sales. So, guys, I've been busy. And I love it. I love helping y'all find stuff that you're excited about, because I'm excited about it. But, you see, my shop's a little different. And I don't know if it's going to ever really get better for me to do my crafting the way I want to do it. Oh, he's so perfect. Now, the piste de resistance. Piste de resistance. Something like that. So the mustache. The mustache. And I'm just putting it, the glue on the lip part, so that the rest of it kind of stands out like a mustache would. Oh, and I did put some more glossy accents in the glasses area. All right, guys, so here he is. Oh, I love it. He just pops out of the page. That is so worth the wait. I'm telling you, I just love it. So let's bring the book back in, and I'm going to let him dry. I'm going to put him over here and let him dry. So we got that. And I need to actually open this up and put this thing, close up my wings page. Okay, let me close up my wings page so this guy stops hanging out. There we go. Okay, now I I think you all saw where I had done this, okay? And I punched my holes for my, where did I put them now? Where did I put it? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Oh, here it is. I put it where I was supposed to for my journal pages. Now, they're just blank pages. Remember, this is kind of a guy or graduate or, you know, whatever you want to use it for. I mean, girls would like this one too, but it's just blank. I may end up putting little tidbits or something on it here and there, but for the most part, it's just going to be blank. And I'm just going to run elastic, and I'm just going to have the knots sitting on the outside. I thought, you know what, it will just add to the outside look of the book a little bit, you know, a little funky knot or something. My husband knows a bunch of knots. But the first thing I need to do is actually get this covered. And I think that the stitching that might show up a little bit, but my knots will probably show up a little bit more. But I have this bookbinder's linen, and it's 4 inches across, and it's black. So I thought I would go ahead and try this. But the first thing I'm going to do, so that I have a little bit more control over the bookbinder linen, because it's self-adhesive. So let me get... I keep, anytime I do something that has release paper, I keep the release paper. This was off of a shelf liner. It had the release paper. So, you know, if you're looking to need some release paper for something, then get some shelf liner that has release paper. Because not all of that has release paper, but I think maybe it all does. But even at the dollar store, you know, I think that has release paper. Okay, so it's very strong. Holy Toledo. Work the muscles, girl. Okay, that is probably enough. Let me lay this down. No, it's not. It does stretch a little bit because it is like material. So I'm trying to get it as close to. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Okay, so let me get these fantastic scissors. They're not Teflon, that's for sure. Let go. All right. So now I'm going to have a little better control. Just cut myself a piece out. This is going to allow me a little bit more control while we fiddle around. Put the rest of this back. My room is a mess, but it's not as messy as it was at all. Okay, so now if your book won't stand up by itself, then you're going to have to find yourself something that will help hold it up. Okay. Now I'm wanting to make sure that it starts at the edge. So I'm just going to fold under a little bit of that. And is that straight? No. Let me get, because you know me and straight, let me get this and, oh, I don't know where Timmy is. Okay. This has a middle edge, I think. Yeah, on this side. So let me just get this straight. Sorry guys, I didn't have time to get anything prepped. So you're just getting to see everything from start to finish. Okay. Well, that doesn't look great, but we're going to work with it. We're going to work with it. Okay. Put the ruler back. All right. So now I'm going to take and fold back just a little bit of that release paper and get this on the edge of my book even, and do a little bit of pulling. And it is going to show up every one of those. I wonder if I should put a piece of paper over all of that. If I put just a little piece of paper from here to here, here to here, and here to here, it's not going to show so much. Let's try that. Let's try just a, now let me think for a minute. I want to have it thick enough where it won't be showing but if I don't make it exactly as wide, I think I won't be happy with it. Okay. Yeah, this will be able to be worked. Now let me get this the width that I want it. Make a little mark. Okay. And cut that. And I think that's going to give us a nicer, where did I put my mark? There it is. I think that's going to give us a nicer ledge to, surface to work our magic on. Pull that out just a smidge. Okay. Let's see how I did. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So I'm going to pull it up from the edge just a little bit so that I will have like 1/4 of an inch maybe, so that I will have some surface. Does that make a mark? Yes. So I will have some surface that the bookbinder's linen actually attaches to the book and not just the, yeah. That it's going to attach to the actual surface of the book and not just to this black piece of paper. And so I think that is going to work for me very nicely. And I am going to use the Fabri-Tac on it because of all of the stitching there. I really want it to stick to that stitching. Just cover it all. Push it right up to the string and lay it down. I think that hopefully that will help. Let's let it dry, grab really well. I think I was talking about something, but I forgot what it was. And it's late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, I think. Yeah, that's me. I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl. I love, I kind of get my mojo flowing the later in the day anyway. So, I get up and I take care of all the house stuff, and then the rest of the day is mine. So, that's kind of how I roll. All right, so there's that piece. So you guys see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to bring you along for the ride because we haven't had much time together here. And I am enjoying having somebody to talk to. Because I don't talk when I'm doing Etsy stuff. I don't. I just type. Measure. Unroll and roll it back up. You know, like, well, the other day, I got some stuff in, and I got a bulk buy on this one lace that I haven't put it up yet, but and oh my goodness, 210 yards. But I had to count it because I've had people tell me, oh yeah, there's 50 yards of it. 50 yards. And then I get it and I count it and there's like 42. And I'm like, really? And then I have to contact them back and say, hey, I think we need to revisit our purchasing information and money sent and this and that. Yeah, it's like, can you not figure out how much a yard is? Do you not own a yardstick? What the heck is going on? So, yeah, I've had a few things like that. Not many, but a few things like that. So, yeah, 210 yards. And you unroll it, measure it, and then you got to roll it back up onto the bolt. Yeah. Those things are a little, that's when it gets a little tedious. So, I kind of stretch those out. Let's see. Next. Oops. And I still need to sharpen this pencil. You would think that I would take the time to sharpen my pencil. And it's even an ugly pencil. I don't know what happened to my little Tinkerbell pencil, and I had a couple other cute pencils. I don't know what happened to them. I just seem to always be able to find this one. And it's the National Federation of the Blind. And I think it was my mom's. I don't know how long my phone turned off, but I'm going to go ahead and hopefully I can line this up really easily. And I am going to turn on my video now. So I think we'll work out. Sometimes it's not very easy to figure out the timing of that, but sometimes it is. Oh, and I left my glue open. I had to go and load the videos that I was just making with you guys off of my phone because it closed up. So, oh, no more power, no more room to put it in. And that did not stick down very well. I didn't hold it long enough. And come on, get down there now. So this is the top of the book now because I did turn it around. Okay, it's going to need a little bit more glue in there. I can tell. Listen, don't give me a hard time. I'm in here having fun, crafting, having fun. Oh, excuse me. So I was talking about on Facebook. Ooh, well, really squirt some glue in there. I was talking about, I was looking for this particular person to answer a question, and I couldn't even remember what social media they did. So I was looking through Facebook, and I came across my mom's Facebook page. Oh my God. So I don't know if this is weird. You guys tell me if you think it's weird. It's kind of a cathartic thing for me. I write her. And of course, one of the things I wrote her is, Mom, I have got so much lace that I need ungathered. Could you please come and do some tonight while I'm sleeping? I'm leaving it right by my table. I got my little seam ripper there. You just have at it, girl. She didn't, of course. And I had, I think very shortly after that, I had called my brother and just chatting with him. And it popped in my head. I said, oh yeah, guess what I just did? Excuse me, I'm going to get a sip. Okay, so, and he says, well, you just let me know if she answers you back, because then I'll know I need to worry about you. I'm like, okay, I will do that. I am going to go ahead and put some Fabri-Tac down right along the edges. Well, kind of, it's just a snippet back from the edge, because it will spread out as it goes. And the sides are going to have paper over the top of it, so I'm not worried about the sides. But, you know, you just want that to be nice on there. Spread that glue out. And I'm not going to do the sides until I have opened this all the way up on the top. And again, because I'm going to cover the sides with paper, if it gets a little askewed, it's going to be fine. Okay, so there is that, and it's feeling like it's down, and it looks so much better. I've got flaking glue. You know, I hate glue on my fingers, but I've got flaking glue, so that will all come off. Okay, that's going to give it a little burnish. I'm going to grab and pull a little bit. I'm going to turn this way. So make sure I'm still in frame here. And I'm just going to feed this right up. And I think that's that. Yeah, that is my first piece of the rope that I put on there. So I'm really going to take a moment and get that on there nicely. And then I think I'm going to actually put some Fabri-Tac across this piece as well, and on the edge of it, just to give it that little bit of added So I'm pulling that piece back a little bit more, but I'm not letting it touch the book yet. I'm really going to take a moment. I've not really done this with this rope before, so I'm going to take my time around it. It's looking pretty good though. Remember, I put 3 pieces. I put 2 pieces, and then in the channel between the 2, I put another piece. And the 2 pieces were only as long as the spine, and that trailer, or that piece that went on in the little canal of the 2 pieces, that piece, I unfrayed it, or I frayed it. I frayed it, yes, I frayed it, not unfrayed it. I frayed it and trimmed it down, and that's what I laid over on the sides. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about this right here. And I've got, make sure it gets up in there nice and firmly. Okay. Ah, got a piece of hair. Good Lord. That's a piece of my dog's hair. I don't charge extra for dog hair. And they are not allowed in my shop area, so I don't end up with dog hair all over everything. But boy, I tell you what, I got some black lace from this lady, and it was really pretty. I had to take a, what do you call that, a roller, you know, with the tape on it that gets hair off of you. I can't remember what, but it's a roller thingy. I had to take, and I got like 65 yards. It was full of dog hair. So I also rinsed it out, dried it, and then once it was dry, you should have seen 65 yards back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because I didn't dry it in the dryer. I air dried it. And then I took the roller to it on both sides, because it was hairy on both sides. And then I ironed it. Yeah. See what I go through? It is a lot of work, but oh, it's so much fun. And if you guys do buy from me, please leave me a message and talk to me and tell me you watch me on my videos and you know, or whatever. If there's ever anything I can do special for you, I love that too. Okay. Okay, this stuff is actually pretty easy to work with. I've done, you know, where it's just a flat one, you know, just a straight spine, but I've not really ever done one of these with the rope. But I thought it needed it on this book. I just thought it did. There we go. There's that. Okay, we're getting up close to the next, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use some of my Fabri-Tac and do it right on both edges, and then across the top. There we go. Lots of goo, lots of goo. Okay. All right, so let's push this now right up into that rope. Right up in there. Get all up in there. A little southern for you. Get all up in there. Okay. Now we're going going to go over the top, and I do want to kind of stretch it, but not off the edge. Probably need to actually let that really grab with that glue before I start going over the top, because this part just came up as soon as I started stretching it over, and I don't want it to come up. I want it to stay nice and tight. And it just needs to let that Fabri-Tac dry. Let's see if I can work it with my fingers. Stretching it. I don't really want to stretch it, because then I'm going to have too much on my sides that they won't lay down real straight, because this is where I'm going to have to kind of stretch it, I think. Or maybe if I do stretch it, there will be less baggage here. I'm just not sure exactly which way. Maybe if I stretch it, that's better. But I still need it to dry here before I... Come on, Fabri-Tac, dry. So right now I'm not pulling it at all. I am just really trying to get that Fabri-Tac to grab there. And of course I've got it on the top here. My book keeps trying to open on me. And this, yeah, so you're going to have to keep going back. Oh, this went down. Oh, and it stuck to itself. Daggum. Daggum. Oh, man, that is strong when it sticks to itself. Now you stay out there. No sticking. All right, let's see now. And of course the Fabri-Tac on the other side has had just as much time to dry as this side, so I think it will grab much quicker now. But I still need to kind of stretch it over. Now, see, it still did not grab there. Boy, that's a pain in the tushy. Okay. Leave this here. Grab another. All right, where's my other one? Oh, goodness. Okay, I'll just get the one off of this. Stretch, hold it. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm holding this one all the way into the rope and working this into the glue before that glue dries and doesn't help me at all. I'm sure there's probably better ways of doing this. Probably leaving the Fabri-Tac off. But I was just worried that it, you know, it wouldn't hold really well. It felt too loose over the cord. So I just have to be careful not to let it stick to itself again. Oh, this is probably just as exciting as watching paint dry. But I figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride. Okay. Now let's this nice and smooth down. Boy, it really did help to put that paper down. Really did help to put that paper down. Yeah, because it looks, it doesn't show near as much of the I still see bits, but not like I would have had I not put the paper down. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to try this one without Fabri-Tac, and let's see. Let's just see how well it does. So, get it up to okay, so that's nicely in there. And then I'm going to really try and make it nice and tight. Oh, you know what? I think that's probably a way better way of doing it than using the Fabri-Tac. The Fabri-Tac just is taking too long to dry for the whole process. And now I'm going to pull it on out, and I do have it a little longer because I didn't know exactly how much I was going to need. Okay, so now I'm going to get my Timmy scissors, and I'm going to go ahead and start in the center, figure out how I'm going to do this. Let's see, how am I going to do that? Huh. Do I want to crease it down on both sides? Do I want a little crease in there to take up the excess? Would that look interesting? I think it might, if I can do it. If I can do it, I can do it with one side, but I don't really have enough to do it with the other side. Okay, there's the one side. Now, oops, easy. Kind of hard when you can't really grab hold of anything. Ooh! Don't stick until I'm ready for you to stick now. So, I have a little bit of a tweezer. Let me try my tweezer right where I want to. There we go. Let go. Okay. Now let's see, and I think the rest of it will lay down just fine. It does have a bit of a stretch to it, so there will be some I'm going to have to just cut off. Okay. Let's score the bejeebies out of it. I think I like that. I don't know if I like it or not, to be honest with you. Be perfectly, oh, and then this got stuck on itself again. And I think this is the front of the book. Okay. Okay, it's really actually not that hard to work with. I'm going to move everything now that I've got one side down. Whew, I think that's going to be much easier. Okay, I'm going to start in the center again. And I'm going to take, because I want it to look the same as the others. Is this the front or the back? This is the back. What the heck was that? I just had some noise go off. I don't know what it was. Okay, so there's that one a little. And that a little. And that's one thing, it sticks to itself very nicely. So I'm going to pull it. I'm not getting this one very well. So I'm taking the excess and pushing it in. And then I'm going to run this and try and straighten that out a little bit better. Well, it is what it is, and I am not going to fret over too much imperfection. You're not going to see much of it anyway. And just pull. The majority of this is just going to be covered up. I just want it to be as neat as possible. Okay, so pull, stretch that down. There we go. The one I did without the oops, sorry. The one I did without the Fabri-Tac, much better than the ones with the Fabri-Tac. They worked much better. So, there we learned something. Learn from my mistakes. And then just trimming off the bits that are hanging. Flip this around. I guess flip it this way so I can actually get to it and cut it. There we go. That'll work. Let's try it this way. Okay. Yeah. Just work very hard at not cutting your book. And I can go back. I probably would do this better with my craft knife. And so I will probably go back with my craft knife and get this a little better. But this is working somewhat well for me. Get off my scissors. Okay. So one more little time doing this. Just drop something. Oh, my release paper. That's okay. Okay. So now, let's bring our guy back and see what we see. Oh, I think I'm so very happy with this. I think I'm so very happy with this. What do you guys think? Please leave me a message and tell me what you think of that. I don't know if I'm going to put something along the edge of the paper or not, but isn't that cool? And then see how it looks right next to the spine. I love it. I love this. Well, guys, I'm going to call this a video because I think it's well over an hour. And we will, well, you'll see me again in a couple of days, and I'm going to do the walkthrough. So, you've seen all the major work. I still have some got the back to do. I don't know what I'm going to do there. And I still have some big tags. I got all the other stuff done. But you know, I always like to save stuff for you guys. Okay. So the walkthrough, there'll be some little surprises and things like that. So yeah, we still need to put this in. And I'm not gonna do any more tonight because, like I said, I think the video is quite long enough. I love you. Mwah! You guys all have a blessed day. Louisiana, please take care of yourself. Yeah. Any crafters out there in Louisiana that need prayers, you just, you know, get on and leave messages on Facebook and stuff. And all of us that do that kind of thing will be there for you, at least in spirit. Love you guys. Mwah! Talk to you later. Bye.